Hi, God. Rise and shine. Seriously. Okay. It's October. All right. So it's October 1. We're in a new month, man. New month. Okay. These are going to be probably new confessions, right? I wish to do new confessions right now, because like last month we got closure. We know what's up, right? We know what our duty is and we know what our responsibility is, right? We're just going to instruct. That's it. We're going to just keep it simple. We're going to instruct God's people. Boom, we're done, man. So that was fun. We had a lot of fun last month, just getting everything in order, man. It was just so much fun, right? So this is what we wish to do right now is like, so we're always asking for you to bring us the word. And then we're always asking for you to bring us, love and light. That's it. Right. So that's all we wish to do. And then now we wish to just show, right. So like we were asking for the word and then, like we were having an experience last night, because like spirit was just out, man. You know what's up when I'm saying spirit was out, right. So sometimes spirit doesn't know what's up. And when I'm saying that, I'm saying you can see in the other people that are out there, just by how they behave, man. So sometimes they're fruits. Right. I know I like that term. Right. Because I don't wish to judge. I don't want to judge. It's not fun. I know what it means to judge. Right. Because you're just laying it out there. But, I don't wish to judge because I want things that are easy. Right. Because the things that are easy for me is to observe and see the fruit. Right. So when I watch your fruit, I know what's up every time, man. That's why I like that term. You will know them by their fruits, man. Thank you for that one. That's fun. All right. So this is what we did, So we hung out with the word and then we hung out with Ephesians, right? So we were hanging out with Ephesians 5, right? Because it was just like we went online and we were like, okay, let's look up some stuff, right? And then we wanted to know, well, what is it like to test the spirit? So we looked at that, right? And then we wanted to also know, what it's like when people are drunk, right? Because like drunk people they're different, man. You can see the spirit inside them. It's different, right? You can see it all the time, man. It's just fun, right? Because, like I have the ability to drink, but I don't get lit, because I just like control my drink, right? So I sip and then I chill, right? Like I have the ability to do that with other substances too, right? Because I like to control it, because I like to measure things, right? Because I never want to lose control of my body. The reason being is because of my upbringing, right? I've seen people just lose control of their whole body, and then they've done things where like they've given up their children, right? They've given up their children, and then they followed other entities out there to be with them rather than take care of the children, right? So for some strange reason, I don't have that desire. I don't wish to be like that, right? But then I know that we live in this world, and this world is just fallen, man, right? It's fun to know that, right? It's fun to know that how the hierarchy goes, and then, like we were up there once, and then we all came down here, and then we're in this fallen state, and then there's all this material stuff all around us, and then we get like, there's so many things that you can play with, right? There's so many things you can play with, right? But you got to know how to control it, right? And in the way that you do that, because you gave us free will, right? So we have free will, right? And then we get to choose. So we get things that are always presented to us, right? So it's like you either choose this or you choose that, right? And then, like I've always tried to choose the things that were best for me, right? I didn't want to choose the things that harmed my being, right? So it's like it was just weird, man. It was just weird because, like I remember when I was coming up, and then sometimes people's smell, right? The way that they used to smell around me, it would change, right? And like 1 minute I would agree with the smell, and then the next minute I didn't like the smell, right? And then I always knew whenever the smell changed, this is as time went on, right? Something bad was going to happen all the time, man. And then this used to happen a lot with women, right? So when I was with women, right, and then I was doing what I shouldn't be doing with them, because now that I know that, I shouldn't have been fornicating, right? I shouldn't have had that heat, I should have been doing other things, but I didn't know, but I had to go through it because I had to walk through the material world, right? So as I was walking through the material world and I was feeling that heat, right? And and I was playing with it, the smells would change, man. And then, I was hip to know that, all right, something's happening, something's different. It's no longer, it no longer smelled sweet, right? It didn't smell good. I didn't like the smell. Right. And then nothing really changed. It was just the smell. Right. So I don't know what that was. It was cool when that happened. And then, I just put that in the back of my mind. Like, that's a skill set for me now, man. So I'm always smelling almost like a dog. Right. So I'm always smelling and I want to see how things are, because if it doesn't smell good to me and I don't like it, right, then I'm not messing with it at all, man. I just don't deal with it anymore. Hold on. Let me take a sip. Thanks for hanging out. It's, coffee time, man. Late night. So now we know what's up with the smells, man. Now we know that we have to use our senses, right? The things that we see, the things that we hear, the things that we smell, the things that we taste, the things that we touch. This allows us to move to the material world, right? But then we have this right here. We have what's in our mind, our mind's eye. And then that's the most powerful one, right? Because that's the one where we see the picture, so like the pictures that I see, those are the ones that I like to create, because that's just how I get down now, right? Because, it happened with me when I was young and I was coming up, because like I would watch the screen and then I would watch the shows. I mean, I'm going to just pull them out right now. Like Mr. Rogers, I would see those pictures and then they would show me how to do, right? I would watch Sesame Street. I would watch those pictures and then they would show me how to do, right? I would watch Nickelodeon. And then at this time, Nickelodeon would have those old school shows like Leave It to Beaver. I would watch those shows and I would see what family was about. My Three Sons. I would watch those shows and I would see what it was about. What other ones did I watch in there too? Bewitched. I used to watch Bewitched and that was fun. Gilligan's Island, I would watch those and then they would be fun because those were like comedies and things like that. And then the Bewitched was about the husband and the wife and then, just all the stuff that were going on in there, right? So I would see all of these shows. I Love Lucy, another one, right? So I would watch all of these old shows, right? Because those were the pictures that I would get in my mind, of like, look at, this is how a man is with a woman, right? Look at, this is how a family is together, right? And then that's how I would see it, because then when I would look at my physical family, right, I was like, they don't look like that. They don't look like what the screen looks like, right? But the screen was showing me that, everybody had fun, everybody had good times. I mean, you would see, the traditions that we do. And then, I learned a lot from that, so yes, thank you for those. Thank you for those pictures. Seriously. Right. But it takes me back right here. Look, check this out, right? So we're on the science of getting rich, right? Because rich just means to, move in a straight line, right? And then the formula is the shape, and then this is how it's done. And it's really easy, right? So here's the formula, right? There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe, right? So the thinking stuff, I know what that is. That's you, God. I know you're in here, you're everywhere, right? And then we go here. A thought and substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought, right? So what you see, you make. What you see, you create. It's so easy. I get it. I get it, right? Because I see that you do it in the Bible, right? I see what you do, right? So then check this out right here. Man can form things in his thought, and impressing his thought upon formless substance can cause the thing he thinks about to be created, right? So it's like whatever it is that you wish to create, if you think it, you can create it, man. And then this is why I'm always like, you are what you think, you are what you think. You have all those philosophers from back in the day, that they just, the Stoics and things like that. It's like control the mind, you control the body, you do whatever it is that you wish. Once you control the mind, like people go and they talk to therapists, and then they do this with them all the time, because when they talk to the therapist, it's like they're taking what's inside their mind and then they're putting it out with the words, right? And then the therapist just sits over there and they write it down. They document it. That's what doc is now, right? So then they document what they're hearing, right? And then the people, they feel better because now you get to interface with, another being, right? And then they go ahead and then they can give you feedback back sometimes, right? Sometimes they give you good feedback. Sometimes they don't, but they always give you like a mission, right? And then we call that the hero's journey, right? So every time you got a hero's journey, you got to go, right? You got to go and you got to take a journey out there, and you got to go out there into the unknown, right? And then you got to go out there and you got to battle, right? You got to battle things, whatever's going on inside your mind. If you're not at peace, right, you got to put it at peace, man. You guys have to come to agreement, man. That's what peace means. Peace means to agree. I love these words because they always show us what's up, right? So this is why, it's like the science of getting rich is just cool, man. So check this out. Let's keep it going. Right, here goes the other part of the syllabus. In order to do this, man must pass from competitive to creative mind, right? So we no longer compete with others, right? We don't, we like to create, right? That's why we're all about co-creating, right? So like now we're co-creating with every man and every woman and every child that we see. It's like when we see you, we just want to know what's up with you. And then we want to know, like how you're moving, how you're doing, what's going on. And then we could just have good conversations right now, man. Like, so when we see people walk around the neighborhood, we like to talk. We like to say, hey, how you doing? What's up? Right. So then we saw a woman with their child, right? We know them, right? We've seen them before. And now we're going to hook up and then we're all going to hang out together, right? And then I'm going to hang out with her, the husband. When I say I, meaning me and my wife will hang out with them, right? And then we're all going to have fun together and just have conversations. We'll share food together. We'll share words together. It's going to be cool, right? It's going to be cool because we've seen their little ones grow, right? So I was asking the woman the other day, I was like, hey, what's up? I said, here's a question. Do you know have you ever read the Constitution? And then she was like, not since 12th grade. And I was like, I know, right? I mean, isn't that crazy? Like, we don't read this document. And then the only time that we actually see it is in high school. And then after high school, we get all this other stuff that goes into our mind. And then poof, it's just out, right? It's just out, right? But then I was like, there's so much power in the Constitution. I was like, let's just talk, right? Because this is how I'm going to get to people now. And I just want to talk with the people about the Constitution, right? The Constitution is just how you're supposed to be, and when it's how our public servants are supposed to be, right? So we have to administer this dominion, right? And then we administer the dominion by understanding what the Constitution is. The Constitution is actually based off of the Bible, right? It's written in that way, man, because, right here, you hear it right here when it says, all people are by nature free, right? That's saying all people by God are love. Done, right? So I love that one, right? Hold on, let me take a sip, right? Because that's the basic rule. That's the rule, right? That's the law. All laws are based off of love, right? So if you know nature is God, right? And then if you know free is love, you're done. You're cool, right? So then it's very easy to administer, right? So that's why we just like to create now. We like to co-create, and this is what we're going to do with the people. I'm checking the time now because, this one can go on, but I don't want it to go on because I want to read the word from the Bible because I broke it down, right? So check this out, right? He must form a clear mental, this is the syllabus, let's keep it going. He must form a clear mental picture of the things he wants, got it good, and hold this picture in his thought with the fixed purpose to get what he wants, and the unwavering faith that he does get what he wants, closing his mind against all the things, closing his mind against all that may tend to shake his purpose, dim his vision, or quench his faith, right? So if anybody's out there trying to throw shade on what it is that you're trying to be and trying to do, just, like put them out, man. Just say, yo, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, right? An example of that was like, so I was posting one of the videos that we created, right? And then we put it on the internet because we put it on the internet for it to exist, right? So once it goes online, it goes up into the light and then it's going to be there forever. And then, little people are going to find it eventually, right? People will find the word once the word comes to them. That's just how it is, man. That's what we do, right? So I put up one of the words and then it was just about like, how we the people, we have to instruct our public servants, right? So when we instruct our public servants, then we just just show them who's boss. We did that through creating a private health association, and then we met some other people, and now we got a whole crew that we can go and we can move as like one body, and then we can help out so many people, right? So one of the friends on the Facebook mentioned something. They said something, and then what they were saying was negative, because they were saying that the political people are the ones that rule the people, right? And then I was just like, no, man. I was like, did you even listen to what I posted? And then I was like, if you didn't listen to what I posted and you're only commenting on the headline, on the headline that I put or on the title of the video, then that means that you're not listening, right? Yeah, it's not meant for you, right? So don't leave a comment, because if you leave a comment and then your comment is negative, you're bringing down the vibration, man. We don't move like that anymore, man, right? So it's like, look, man, if you don't come with positivity, if you're not trying to co-create, right, we don't want to hear it, man. If you're just trying to compete, right, we don't want to deal with it, man. It's just like, it's that simple. It's so simple, man, right? So now we know that there's a lot of people out there that just have this competitive nature about themselves, man, because they think that we live in a world of scarcity, right? And then they think that, like the things that the people create, control them. I'm like, dude, you don't know what's up, man. So this is just what we do now, man. It's like the whole world is a story. It's like what Shakespeare said, all the world is a stage. It was in a play, right? All the world is a stage and we're just but actors. That's it, man. We just act things out, and then the things that we see in our head, we act it out, man. It's very simple, right? All right, let's keep it going, right? Here goes the last part. That he may receive what he wants when it comes, man must act now upon the people and things in his present environment, man. So that's why when I saw the woman walking with the child, right, because she has 2 children and then they're growing up, it's so cool, beautiful children, beautiful woman, just beautiful family, right? So as they're growing, you're just going to watch them, meaning I watch them, and then I just want to make sure that they're doing okay, because this is what we like to do, because we like to protect the people. And in the way that we protect the people is we do it by instructing our public servants, right? Our public servants are our political people, and then we create associations and associates now, right? And then they might not even know what it is that we're doing, right? But we're always looking out for them, man. That's just what we do. And then when we send things like called notices, knowledge, and then affidavits like trust, and we send it out there to our political people, we're letting them know what's up, man. We're letting them know that we, the people, are here and we're instructing you, man. It's simple, right? That's all we do is instruct, and then we instruct by showing the words, man. So check this out. Here we go, right? Boom, look at that right there. I got front, I got back, right? Ready? Here we go. Hi, God. Thanks for the shine. Quest, bit, script, word, go, show, flow, right? Keyword flow, ready, go. All right, here we go, right? I have to say that because that just gives my mind focus, right? Okay, ready? Here we go. Holy Bible. The reason why I'm writing down Holy Bible is because we were reading the Holy Bible, right? Look at all those pages, so many pages in the Holy Bible, right? But Holy Bible means one paper, right? That's what it means. And then we were hanging out with Ephesians, right? And these are the words for Ephesians. Ephesians, Ephesus, Ephoros means oversee, right? Epi, on, over, horao, right, to see, right? So we're back at vision, man. So once we get to the vision, once we get to our senses, we're cool. We're done, man. I got a burp. Hold on. What? Oh, excuse me. That came from right here, right? Okay, ready? These are the key words that we got from Ephesians, right? We're just going to write down the ones that we're sticking in our head because, like these are rules. Like these words are going to show you what's up, because when you read the word, we're going to read the word and we're going to put it on the track, man. That's just what we're going to do. All right, so check this out. Fornicate. Fornicate means to heat warm. GWHER, done. Okay. Covet. Covet is cupidity. Cupidity is to tremble, to desire. KUPE or I, to boil. Done. Okay. Filth. Foul. To rot. Decay. PU. Done. I like that one. Full. This is why I'm saying I got my full. Full. To blow. to swell, B-H-E-L, done. All right, let's go. Jest, to drive, draw out, move, A-G, done. Okay, let's keep it going. Think, to feel, T-O-N-G, done. All right, let's go. Whore, whore, to like, desire, K-A, done. I bet you thought it was something else, huh? Okay, it really is, but then it's just what you think it, like, men can be whores, women can be whores, right? Whore is to, remember that, whore is to like, whore is desire. Desire means from the stars, right? But that's just what it is, man. Check this one out, right? Monger, dealer, trader, M-A-N-G-O, done, right? So put those words together, whoremonger, right? To like, dealer, trader, right? It's like, so if you're trading things that you like, right? People like the body, people like what the body can do, right? And then people trade the body, right? And if you're doing that and it's not of God, man, that's no good, man. Remember that, right? That's why that word, it's a slippery word, man. But when you look at it, right, whores to like, whores to desire, right, and then monger is dealer or trader, right, and then when you see monger and then you got M-A-N, man is to think, remember that, right, that's just a fun one right there, man. Let's keep it going. Idol, form, shape, likeness, E-I-D-O-S, done. All right, let's keep it going. Heredity, to be empty, left behind. Widow, K-H-E-R-A-I, done. No I, just A, done. All right. King, kin, son, child, give birth, beget, G-E-N-E, done. All right. Remember that the king is the gene. The king is the gene. Right. All right. Let's keep it going. Deceive, from, to take, D-E-K-A-P. Done. All right. Flip. Let's go on the back, right? Here we go. Wrath, wroth, to turn, right? Bend, W-E-R. Done. All right. Remember that. That's a fun one, right? Anything that's turning, anything that's bending, right? The way that goes is like if it turns you from God. Think about that. Anything that turns you from God, that's not cool. That's not cool, man. That's why, you always have to turn to God. That's what we do, right? But it's just a fun word, right? Here's another one. Disobey, not to listen, hear, right? O-B-A-U. Done. All right. Fruit, to enjoy. We like that one. B-H-R-U-G. Done. All right, let's keep it going. Prove, forward, to be. B-H-U. Done. All right, these words are just fun, right? Circumspect, around, to observe, right? S-P-E-K, done, right? Back to vision, man. It's the senses, remember? Redeem, back, to take. E-M, done. All right, let's go. Wife, woman, man, to think. M-E-N, done. Oh, okay. Woman is to think. Remember that. Wife is to think. Man is to think. Done. Okay, let's keep it going. Husband, house, to dwell, to be, exist. B-H-E-U-E, done. All right, cool. I bet you thought husband was something different, man. It's like men can be husbands, women can be husbands, right? Because it's all about the house, to dwell, house dweller. Remember that, okay? Something dwells within this house. My body is a house. Remember that. These are fun. Okay. Body, life, L-E-I-B, done. Okay. Church, we love this one. This one is fun. To swell, K-E-U-E, done. All right, boom. Last word, let's knock it out. Love, to care, desire, L-E-U-B-H, done. Okay, so we stopped at love because love is just the word. That's the word that always takes us back to the law. Law is love. Love God with all your mind, with all your heart, with all your soul. Love your neighbor like you love yourself, and love yourself like you love God. And then boom, you're cool, man. And then that's where all the laws come from. So every law comes from love, man. So those are the words that we have for Ephesians, man. So we're going to read Ephesians right now, because we just want to put these tracks down, man, because like it's about the pictures. Everything is about the pictures that you have in your head, man. And, it's like I've been watching the screen and, it's like I don't watch, like I've just been cleaning up my social media and then I've just been getting rid of all the news channels. Like all news channels, they've just been wiped out, right? I don't want to hear any of it anymore, right? Because if they're speaking things that are negative, I don't wish to hear it. It's like if they're complaining about how the world is, right? Because they're complaining about things that are not them, right? I don't wish to hear it. I just only want to see things and that people are doing the work, man. So like I found a woman, her name is Rochelle Bloom, right? I like the name, right? And then she's a virtuous woman, right? That's her bit, man. Her bit is so clean and so simple, right? But she's got the spirit and she's not afraid to show it, right? And then when you look at her, like she's putting on the character, man. She's got that charisma. Right. And then, like she has the look of like I like these old school books like the Emily Post books. Right. Because these are the books that show you how to be. Right. Like I have books on how to be a gentleman, and then I have books on how to be a woman. Right. It's like these are just how people used to write down in the books, like how you're supposed to act. Right. And then once you know how to act, then you go and you mimic it. Right. It's just fun, man. It's like what do they call it? I forgot what it is called. Etiquette. Right. They have books on etiquette, right? So it was just showing you how to be, right? Because, like I wasn't trained by the mother and the father, who were called the parents, right? I was trained by the spirit, right? And then the spirit would show me the images on the screen, right? And then I would get my etiquette from the screen, right? And then I would see how people would have to sit at the table and then how they would have to have conversations and then just how they would be, man. That's why I like these other movies. They were instructional videos, right? It's called Cornell, right? And then all they did, Cornell, right? Yeah, it's called Cornell, right? So what they would do is that they would put together these instructional videos and they would just show people how to be, man. It was like, yeah, this is how you're supposed to stay in shape, right? This is how you're supposed to be a good family, right? This is how you're supposed to be a good citizen, right? And then they would do it through parable, through story, right? It's like what Christ would say, right? So it was like, okay, and then you would see the examples of how, men and women and children would be acting, right? And you're like, oh, okay, I can do that, right? So that's what we do. We like the parables now, man. And then now, where we get this confession bits are from, like we get it from like, how the Catholic Church was when we can come and sit down and we can just confess, right? So now I confess to God, I confess to Spirit, I confess to Christ, and then, they look at me, right? And then they say, oh, okay, you're doing pretty good. Or, sometimes when I'm like having a rough time, like I was having a rough time August, right? I was having a rough time because I was trying to figure out how to talk to the people, right? And then as I was trying to talk to the people because I was trying to help God's people, they weren't listening. They weren't listening. They weren't hearing. They were just saying, you don't know what you're talking about. And I was just like, oh gosh, okay, I have to deal with these types of people, right? But then I would watch that they would always be in harm's way, so then the word comes back and then the word just says, take care of yourself, take care of yourself, right? And then I was like, oh, okay, got it, good, right? So as I take care of myself, right, then others, I have to be the example, right? So when I take care of myself, then others will see how I take care of myself, right? And then I will show them how I take care of myself. And then I'm like, well, you can do it too. It's really easy, right? And then those who wish to hear and then those who wish to follow, right, we can get down and we can do all sorts of wonderful things. And if you don't, then that's cool. I'm going to still protect you, man, because I'm a trust protector, man. Shout out to David Jose, right? Hold on, let me take a sip. Oh, remember, this says save the planet, eat the babies, because that's the reminder. I say this when I put that up there, because that's what the adversary wishes to do. They wish to eat the babies, right? That's why they say, oh, don't have any more babies because the world is going to end, right? Or, oh, don't have any more babies until you get this, this, and that, right? And it's just like, oh, okay, you guys are trying to stop God's children from having more of God's children who can come to be and have an experience in the realm, man. But, now that we know what's up, we just wish for everyone to have babies, right? And then we're going to create trusts for them so then that way they can protect themselves. And we're going to create people that are going to be able to instruct them and then show them how to be men and women of God. Scary simple, right? So check this out, right? Let's get back to the word, man. So I was getting sidelined, right? Sidetracked. So I want to show you right here. You see that? Right? There we are, right there. Ephesians. Right, and it says right there, so we're in Ephesians 5, right, and then it says right here, imitate God, right, boom, done, we got it, right, we got it, it says copy God, right, so I'm like, oh, okay, I get that, right, because that takes me back to this right here, the science of getting rich, and then the science of getting rich is all about you are what you think, and then if you have to imitate and copy God, like we have to copy Christ, right, so Christ comes down, gives us a model to copy. We got it. It's easy. We copy love now, right? So then God's saying here, we got things for you to copy all in the book, man. So they write down these headlines for us, right? And that's why we wrote down those key words, right? Because those are the words from this chapter right here, right? So this is going to be a fun one, man, because I'm just going to read this and have a conversation with it as I read it, because that's just what we do. All right, so check this out. Headline, imitate God. 5. Be ye therefore followers of God. Oh, okay. We will associate with God. That's a fact, right? As dear children. Got it good, right? And walk in love as Christ also hath loved us and hath given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet smelling Savior, right? That's cool, man. So that's what my man Christ did, man. He was sacrificed for us, so then we know what to be love is like now, man. So he was the one. He loved us, man. He died for us. I love that one. That one brings tears to my eyes because I was listening to another woman and then she was sharing her testimony and it she just had me crying, man, because she was saying she was showing her walk and then she was showing how she was when she was in the flesh, right? When she just followed the flesh and it was just she was out there drinking, she was out there partying, she was just doing all sorts of things, right? And then she just knew what she was doing to her body. Right, but then she gets back to God, man. And then once she got to God, and then she got to God through Christ, and then boom, this woman is powerful now, man. She has a voice. We love her voice. All right, so check it out. Let's keep it going. 2. And walk in love. Yeah, we already read that one. All right, let's keep it going. Flee fornication, right? Look at this headline, right? Got to flee that heat, right? 3, but fornication and all uncleanliness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becometh saints. Okay, let's keep it going. Neither filthiness nor foolishness or foolish talk nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks, man. That's why we're always thanking God, because we're always thinking God. Okay. For this ye know that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, hath any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God, man. Right? So if you're out there trading that body, right? If you're not clean, right? If you're coveting things, man, if you're desiring things, idols, other images, right? You're not going to inherit the kingdom, man. Right? You're not going to get the kingdom. You're not going to get the Christ, and you're not going to get to God, man. Right? That one's simple, right? Because when they keep saying inherit, right? That just means, what's this? Get off of the screen. That just means that's the trust, right? And then once you get to the love, and you get to the love because you get to the Christ, and then once you get to the Christ, you get the Holy Ghost, and then you get God, and you got your family, right? You're going to be cool, man, right? And then you do that when you go through the love, right? It's all about the love, man. But that's why you get the trust, right? You just get the trust once you follow the love, man. We like this one. Hold on, let me take a sip. I was going to sneeze. We're okay on time. I don't care if this one takes longer than what I think it's going to take, because this is new, man. We're going to have conversations. Why? It's because we watch our show, right? It's like we made our own show. We made our own reality show, and it's called Hi God, right? And then that's why we do this all the time, man. It's like, people watch reality shows, right? Like this is where I'm getting this from too. Like they watch The Real World, right? They watch all of these other shows where they show you people who do bad things, right? You're just like, yeah, I don't think I want to be like that, man. They have other shows out there, right? But that's why I like Rochelle, because she shows you what's up. And, that's why I think her name is Jasmine, right? But she's the wife of the man, Marcus Rogers, right? Marcus Rogers is another man of God, and he sings, he's a minister, right? He has his whole church out there, right? So you got all these good people out there now that you can go watch, right? Because I'm like, I want to hear music. I go check out Marcus Rogers, man, because that dude's putting out some fire music, man. It's like, I want to see a woman who's of God, right? He's got his wife now, man, and then she's out there just throwing out that fire and that smoke, right? I want to see a virtuous woman, right? Rochelle Bloom, right? Rochelle Bloom. I love the name, right? She's another woman of God, right? And then she has a man of God, and she told her story, her testimony, man. And like this is my reality show, man. Because like these are the people that show me how they do, right? And then I get to talk with them, right? Because when I watch them on the screen and I hear their words, right? I can see their stories, and then as I see their stories, I'm like, you're doing it, man. You're doing such a good job. And then I love it, and then it gives me spirit, and then it shows me things to do, more things to do, because my journey is I have to instruct, right? And then I have to get out there and I have to assemble the people, right? So we all have different missions out there, right? And then mine is just I have to go talk to men and women and then just show them what's up. And then I have to do that by going to talk to the political people and then putting the political people in line, man. That's the military man in me right there, right? Let's keep it going, right? Sidetracked. All right, here we go. 6. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience, man. So if you're not hearing God, man, that means you're disobeying, and then you're going to catch that heat because, that's just what it is, man. So don't let people trick you. Seriously. Right. 7. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. Yeah, don't hang out with them, right? For yea, that's why I was saying I like Rochelle Bloom, right? Because I hang out with them on the screen. I hang out with my man David Jose on the screen because he's always showing me good words, man. So now I only hang out with the people on the screen that show me the good words, right? When I want to hear the good music, Marcus Rogers drops some music, right? And I want to listen to the music, right? When I want to hear, good men or good women, I know where to go. I know where to go now, man. I just found them because God presented them to me, man. Scary Simple, right? Those are the people that I partake in now, right? So when I hear people talking negative, I'm just like, nah, I'm not hearing you. Bye-bye, gotta go, right? And then I leave, right? Scary Simple, right? All right, check it out. Let's keep it going. 8. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light, man. I mean, these are instructions, man. This is how you're supposed to imitate, right? Remember, 9. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth. Fact, man. Okay, 10. I'm doing these like reps. Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord. You got to prove it, man. Right. 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them, man. You always got to test them, right? 12. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. Man, you are what you think. Remember that, right? 13. But all things that are reproved are made manifest. Remember, you are what you think, by the light. For whatsoever doth make manifest is light, right? What you do, you create. Done. These are simple, right? 14. Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. What? That's true. I love that one. 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Man, you don't want to just blow. You want to be wise, man. You want to have that knowledge, and you want to have that wisdom, that instruction. Those are the words, man. Right? 16. Excuse me. Coffee's making me do that. Right? 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. That's true. Right? 17. Wherefore, yea, not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Love Love, it's all about love. Okay, 18. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, right? So that's where the search kicked in, because I was looking on how to deal, with drunk, like with the drunk spirit. And then it took me to imitate God, right? I love it, man. So I found that if you don't want to be drunk, right, imitate God. And in the way that you imitate God is that you have to read the word, right? And then once you read the word, you get the vision in your mind. Once you get the vision in your mind, then you imitate that, and then you can manifest that, because you are what you think, man. It's so easy. All right, let's keep it going. 19, speaking to yourself in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, right? Singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord, man. So this is a song for me, right? It's like the words that I say, I'm singing to God, right? I'm showing God that, I'm being obedient, right? I'm taking in the word, right? And then I'm putting the word down, and then I'm putting the tracks down, because then the tracks become reality, the reality show, man, the reality show, right? And then we have to do it in a story form. And then everybody loves to watch people confess, right? So it's like when you watch someone confess and then pouring out their heart, right? They're pouring out their heart and their soul, and then they're showing you who they are, right? It's like, like, I don't care if people think what they wish to think of me. I am here to protect the trust, right? And then the trust is the dominion, right? I'm here to protect the kingdom, right? And I have to make sure that the children are going to be okay, right? Because if we don't do that, then other people are going to administer the dominion, and then they're going to harm the children. And I don't want the children being harmed anymore, man. That's just it, man. And then, it's like, I know that people think that, hey, I vote. It's like, I voted, I put a political person in office, and then now everything's going to be okay. No, man, that's not how it is, man. You have to administer. That never stops. It never stops, man, because you are the small master of God's kingdom. Remember that, man. And you don't want to be a bad small master, so you don't want to be a maladminister. And an example of a maladminister or a maladministration is how they take away the rights of the people, right? And they say, you can't do this, right? And then they do that by causing war, by causing treason, and confusing the people, right? That's why we read the words now, man, because if it says imitate God, that's what we're supposed to do, man. Because why? God created us, right? And then when you know that you're in the image of God, then boom, you got to imitate the image, man. And that's why you don't watch the other images out there, right? Because if you watch them, you will copy them. You will seriously copy them, man. It's like I have an offspring, right? And then my offspring watches other images, right? And in those other images, I know he's going to copy, and then he's going to be like them. But then the things that I'm laying down right now, these are the tracks, because I will protect my offspring. I will protect my family. Every man and every woman, every child is my family now, man. So that's why I give this. I give the words out there freely, because I need to show this is how I am, right? Because you might not ever talk to me, right? You might not ever see an entity like me ever, right? But we exist. There's lots of us out there that exist. We're serious, right? We're serious about what we think, and then we show you what we think, and then the words that we say, that's of God, man. It's so simple, right? Like, let's keep it going, right? Where was I? I'm getting sidetracked. Thank you guys for hanging out, right? Look at this. We're doing pretty good at time, right? Yeah, here we go. 20. Giving thanks always for all things unto God and the Father in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. That's my Lord. What up? Okay, let's keep it going. Advice. Right, so that was how we imitate God, right? Here goes the next headline. Advice to wives and husbands, right? Now we got advice to wives and husbands, right? We're still in chapter 5, right? Ephesians 5, right? So we read the headline for imitate God, right? We read the headline for flee, run away, fornication. You got to run away from certain heat, right? And now we're going to read the advice to wives and husbands, right? So I know what it means to be a wife, right? Because I'm also a wife. I mean, you might see what I am right now in the flesh and think that, oh, he's a man. Yeah, I am a man, right? But I'm also a bride, right? And then my bridegroom was Christ. Right? This is gonna mess with people's head, right? So check this out, right? So on my necklace, I wear 2 rings, right? You know, I have one ring because I have one that's for my woman, for my wife, right? You know, that's this one too, right? You know, so I wear one ring. One ring is that this is for my woman, my wife, my Eve, right? You know, this is the one we walk together. We're one flesh, right? You know, and then I have another ring, right? And then that's because I married Christ, right? You know, so I am also a wife, right? And then that is my bridegroom, man. You know, and then I married Christ, and then once I married Christ, I was like, oh, okay, you know, now I have to obey Christ, right? You know, because that's my Lord, right? You know, I obey my Lord. The husband is Christ, you know, so I know what it means to be a wife, right? You know, so now when it says right here, advice to wives and husbands, I understand that, man. I have a knowing of what that means, man. It doesn't mean what you think it means, man. You know, that's why we wrote down the words right here. Let me see. Yeah, you know, so when we wrote down the word wife, right, you know, wife right here was so easy. It means woman. Woman is man, you know, wife, man, right? And it means to think, right? Because you're back to men, right? And then husband means house, to dwell, to be, exist, right? So I dwell in the house of Christ, right? You know, I am the wife of Christ. Scary simple, right? I love that, man. You know, so that's why I can talk the way that I can talk, man, because I have the masculine and I have the feminine. I'm one, man. My spirit is set. I'm cool. I'm cool with what I am, right? You know, let's keep it going, man. This one's fun, right? You know, I'm gonna have fun watching this one. All right, so check it out. Advice to wives and husbands. 21. Submitting yourself one to another in the fear of God. Done. All right. 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. That's what I'm saying. My husband is Christ, right? I've submitted to Christ. Done. Okay, got it good, right? You know, so for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body. Okay, we're getting these examples. These examples are so clear, man. All right, let's keep it going. 24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Done. All right, done. All right, let me take a sip of coffee, man. You know, coffee shop time. Right? These are good hangout sessions, man. You know, because like being a husband, you know, because I'm a husband, because I have a wife. I have a woman. She is my wife, right? You know, so I am also the house dweller, right? You know, but then I also know that I'm the head, you know, and then I also know that I have to protect, right? You know, that's just what I know that I have to do. Just like how I know that that's what Christ does for me, right? You know, Christ is my head. Christ protects. I dwell within the house of Christ, right? You know, and then that's just how it is, right? And then that's how I got to God, right? And then that's just how the whole game goes, man. It's like turtles all the way down, right? It's like you imitate what you are what you think, right? You know, if you are a house dweller, right, then in the house that you dwell in, that's what you become, right? I am the house dweller of Christ because that's my husband. Simple, right? You know, I am the bride of Christ. Done. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, where was I? 25. Yeah, 25. Husbands, love your wives. Done. Right? You know, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Done. That's easy, right? You know, 26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word, right? By the word. Hi, God, I see you, right? You know, 27. That he might present it to himself a glorious church, not having spot or wrinkle or any such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. One, right? One. Okay. 28. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. Seriously, right? He that loveth his wife loveth himself. Seriously, man. You know, back to the rule, right? You know, love your neighbor like you love yourself like you love God, right? If you love your wife like you love God, man, do you see this? This is the energy, man, because when you see that all men, all women, all children, they're all in the image, they're all creatures of God, they're all co-creators with us, right? And then you have to love them like that, right? You love them like how Christ loved us, right? And then everything's going to be cool, man. It's so simple. All right, let's keep it going. 29, for no man ever yet hated his own flesh. No, that's true, right? But nourisheth and cherisheth it, even as the Lord that church. Seriously, man. That's why, I get hot, when I watch people harm God's property. Whenever I see man or woman harm God's property, the body, I'm like, you shouldn't do that. You don't have the authority to do that, right? You're being a bad small master. You are in maladministration, right? So you are supposed to administer God's property. The body is God's property, right? Even though that you might hear different voices in your head telling you to do this and do that, and it's like, the lower energy, the lower vibration, your flesh is telling you, to drink this, eat that, do this, do that, right? And then it's harming your body. And then the way that you can tell that it's harming your body is that you look at what you look like, right? And then you can see what you look like because you are what you think, right? And then if you wish to be healthy, whole, and one, you're going to be one, man. If you wish to have good thoughts, think good thoughts, right? But if you wish to be negative and nasty and then just go rah, rah, rah all the time, right? And complain all the time, man, you're going to be that all the time, man. That's why I'm not worried about anything in this realm anymore, right? Because I know that God made this world for us to experience, right? And then all we have to do is just administer it, right? And then once we do it in love, which is easy because now we, when we go and we talk to people, we're doing it in a co-creative way. I'm not competing, right? And then I know that you may want to compete with us, but then we're not competing, man. So then we have to figure out how we co-create together. That's it. That's all we have to do now. And then we sit down and then we show each other our words. And then if we can agree, which means we come to peace on the contract, right? And then we're cool, man. We're going to be so much cool. It's going to be so much fun. All right, let's keep it going. Right, where was I? 29. Did I read that? Yeah, 30. Right. For we are members of his body, fact, right? Of his flesh and of his bones. Done. Okay, 31. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, right? And they shall be one flesh. Done, right? So when you meet your woman or you meet your man, right, you become one flesh, right? Like when I met Christ, right, Christ and I, we became one flesh. Christ dwells within, right? Holy Spirit dwells within. God dwells within. We are one flesh, right? We move as one unit now, right? That's the body. Scary simple, right? So like when people were like, how did you make a church? I was like, I made a church because I had to create one body, right? Because I had to protect the body, because that's what you're supposed to do, right? And then you do that by creating the documents. Once you create the documents, then you're going to be free, right? Seriously, right? But then everybody was thinking that church is building. People were thinking that church is a building. No, church is the body, right? So once I created the paperwork, right, then I was able to protect the body, right? And then I was able to go and associate with other people and say, do you guys want to hang out, right? And then those that wish to hang out, then they can hang out with the church, because then I will create a body for them too, man. It's simple. That's why it's one body service, right? And then you're like, okay, so every man, every woman, every child is a church, right? I know that. I have a knowing because I know where I know where God dwells, right? I know where God dwells. He dwells within you, right? Done. Okay, let's keep it going. Right, 32. This is a great mystery, but I speak concerning Christ and the church. 33. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband. Done. Right, done. Those are the words, man. How are we on time? We're cool, right? So that's it, right? That was Ephesians 5. That is the overseer, right? Now we can look down and we can see how we're supposed to imitate God, right? That's it, right? That's the headline, right? You see that? Imitate God, right? That's it, right? Flee fornication. That's it. Advice to wives and husbands. That's it. Once you know, man. Excuse me. And then that's all we're supposed to do, right? This is what we're supposed to do, and this is how we're supposed to be. And then these are the images that we get in our mind now, right? And that's why we watch the screen, how we watch it. Nose is itching. And then we watch the people And then we wish to hang out with the good people now, man. And then we will show them the rules of the kingdom, man. And then we will show them how to operate the trust. Scary simple, man, because we're the trustee. We are the trustee of the kingdom, of the dominion. Done, right? So that's it, man. I'm done with this bit. I think we got it. We nailed it. We knocked it out, right? So we're going to start doing this, because we like to hang out with the word and we like to put the tracks down so we can watch them. Reality show, man. All right, so I'm going to put this together, then I'm going to upload it, then I'm going to watch it. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.